with the Rhino Heirloom releasing in less than 15 hours, I think it's a good way to celebrate a Rhino ultimate build guide for you guys. We have not one, not two, not three, but 6 builds. I just want to clarify that this video is focused on endgame builds. So if you guys are new players, this video might not be for you. This video will contain a lot of knowledge and you might be missing some context when looking at the build. Anyways, today we have 6 builds, 1 non-helmet and 5 helmet for Rhino. Rhino has been my daily driver in Warframe. Daily driver meaning I use him majority of the time when I don't have something specific to do. Void relics, survival, exterminates, you name it, I am probably using him. You could say that he's my main. I mean, I've always liked tanky characters, so Rhino, when I first played him, was just the best character for me. It's a very, very unga-bunga gameplay. I don't really need to think. I just need to shoot things. It's a set it and forget it type of playstyle, and I love that in a Warframe. If you guys want to see me playing Warframe, making build guides, just hop over on my Twitch, twitch.tv/Sidrouf. And of course, don't forget to subscribe on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Sidrouf as well. Anyways, let's start the video. The very first build we have here is a base build, a build without a helmet. I want to shout out Amolistic, one of the premier Rhino mains in the Warframe community. Most of my knowledge came from him. Majority of the builds here in this video is gonna be from different sources. I'm gonna cite some of them down below on the description. We have a base build focused on just overall strength and roaring. You want to enjoy his core skills without changing anything about it at all. For the aura slot, we have growing power. You know what it is. Extra strength for your whole team. Cunning drift increases our range, but if I'm gonna be honest with you, we could probably use power drift here as well. I just really love the extra range we have for our ultimate. Transient fortitude for extra strength. Prime continuity counteract that negative duration that we get from transient fortitude. Of course, energy conversion increases the next skill that we cast when we have the buff by 50 more ability strength. Very good for roar. Reinforcing stomp is gonna be a staple in this video. Most of the builds will have it, and if they don't have it, it's probably because we will have our 4th skill helmeted off, but that's only gonna be on one of the builds. This mod is just too good to pass up, honestly. Pillage is here for ability range, Streamline for ability efficiency, Umbral Intensify. Now this, it depends on you. You could probably use normal Intensify if you want, but I had the Umbral Forma lying around, so I was like, okay, you know what, fine, let's do it. Health conversion as well for more armor. This is an underrated mod for Rhino. Every time you get a health orb, you get 450 armor. That stacks up to 3 times, and every time you take damage, you lose 1 stack. Now remember, Rhino has Overguard, and it doesn't remove the stack if you get damaged. And with the 450 armor times 3 that you get almost 20,000 Overguard at base without absorbing anything. For Arcanes, we have our standard Molt Augmented for extra strength for the roar, and of course, Arcane Avenger for extra critical chance. Very, very good Arcane actually, because it procs on Overguard. So, very, very nice. This build would probably take a bit of forma, maybe 5, 6, 7, I'm not sure, maybe 5 is the most probable. I have no clear number because I've been formatting my Rhino and it's just been tallying up over and over and over. I'm sorry about not having proper number or forma needed, but you guys get the gist here. This build is focused on strength for roar, and you just overall enjoy the game playing Rhino being the unkillable god king that he is, man. For the weapon on Rhino, it doesn't really matter as long as you have fun with it, honestly. Rhino is one of those frames that do not need specific weapons to function. You could just run anything on him and it'll still destroy. Okay, for roar, at base we get 122. If we use growing power right here, we get 147. And if we use Madurai with growing power, that's gonna be 192. Not bad for a base build. That's a 10-second Rhino Stomp. Amazing. Don't forget, we have a lot of range in this build, so that's gonna be very, very far. Look at that. Last but not the least, of course, once you get 3 stacks on your health conversion, you get at least 15,000 overguard. Not as much as I expected. I honestly expected 20,000, but for a base build, it's not bad. It's not bad. This build could take you to Steel Path, no problem. A second build here. The next 2 builds are gonna be Nourish, helmeting out Rhino charge for Nourish. Now, I know, Amulistic is gonna say, but every single Rhino skill is viable. I know that. But you cannot deny that Nourish is just too good. It's just too good. And Rhino is one of the frames, one of only 2 frames that could run Nourish and Roar on the same Warframe. The other one is Grendel, and I am gonna be honest with you, I feel like Rhino does it better. Okay, I'm sorry, Grendel mains. I'm just saying. I love Grendel though. I have like 5,000 shards on my Grendel here. Can you guess which frames I like? Yes, the tanky ones. Anyways, let's go back to Rhino. Okay, now this build is very similar to the first one, but it also focuses on strength much more. Because we have Nourish, we could run negative efficiency. That means that we could get up to 358 strength if you copy this build to a T, okay? But you could probably get more. If I'm gonna be honest with you, you could probably run 5,000 shard reds for strength, and you're gonna get so much more. Anyways, we still have growing power in the auto slot. Now we have power drift. We don't really need a chance to resist because we have overguard, but the ability strength is nice. Transient fortitude, prime continuity to counter that transient fortitude negative, stretch for range, reinforcing stomp once again. Now we have blind rage for extra strength, but at the cost of negative efficiency. That's gonna be okay though, because Nourish gives us more energy for each energy orb that we get, and flow here to get more max energy. I'm gonna be honest with you, we could probably run Equilibrium here and then change Arcane Avenger into a new mod called Arcane Battery, but I haven't tested it out yet, so I am not confident in giving that advice. If I'm gonna be honest with you though, that's probably gonna be a better build theoretically. I don't know how it plays though. I don't know how it plays, so I cannot recommend that in good conscience. Umbral Intensify once again for more ability strength, and of course health conversion for that 1350 armor in 3 stacks. Let's try out this build right here. The only problem in this build is on the first few minutes, maybe first few seconds, you need to get energy. I don't know how you get that. You either get that from Zeneric, you either get that from a squad energy restore. It's up to you. Okay, let's test this out. Let's turn on Nourish, and then let's turn on Roar without buffs. That's 179 without anything, okay? With growing power, it's 204%. That's more than the max that we did in the last build. Let's try that again with everything else, with Madurai as well. 224. Not that bad. Now, of course, remember, we still have Molt Augmented that we could stack. So that's gonna be more pretty good build overall. 18,974 overguard. Now that's pretty good. This could take you all the way up to level cap, if I'm gonna be honest with you. The damage alone in this build is amazing. And there's one thing I haven't told you guys. Because we have Nourish in this build, we could run full corrosive weapons and still get viral to get double the statuses in this build. Now, let's try this out. Let's simulate some enemies. With Nourish and Roar on, Ocucore does this much damage on level 225 Steel Path enemies. Insane. Compare that to just using a viral setup on our Ocucore. It's still gonna be killing stuff, you know? I mean, it's still gonna be amazing, but it's definitely not gonna be as fast as the corrosive one. You know, it's still fast. It's still fucking fast. But still, because we have Nourish in this build, we could run corrosive weapons easily. We could even run. I could even give you guys options here. We could even run some corrosive Archon Shards to max our corrosive stacks, where we could armor strip the enemies just from corrosive alone. That's actually a good idea. We could probably try that next time. I usually use this build for longer missions, survival, defense, interception. We could excavation, stuff like that, man. Stuff like that. Longer missions really help this build. Now, you're probably asking, but what about void fissures? Let's be real here. Once you're endgame, you're either doing level cap or running void fissures for prime parts to sell. I mean, that's in my case. I don't usually do much other than those two. So, for the next build, we're going to be focusing on speed. We're going to be focusing on speed more than anything else. This is going to be a Nourish build still, but focusing on sprint speed. We have a sprint boost in the Aura mod, Amar's Anguish for parkour velocity and sprint speed. Of course, we have our Transient Fortitude, our Prime Continuity for more ability generation. You guys already know about this one. We have a speed drift here for extra sprint speed and extra casting, which is pretty good. Reinforcing stomp, of course, it's still just too good to pass up. Armored agility for more armor and more sprint speed. We also have rush here for more, you guessed it, sprint speed. Intensify for ability strength, and of course health conversion for the armor. The armor's just too good. For the arcanes, we have mod augmented. Still, I don't think there's a better arcane than this. If I'm gonna be honest with you though, right now, I'm changing it. I'm changing it to something better right now. I'm changing it to probably Arcane Energize. Because you don't need the extra strength. You don't need the extra strength when you're running Void Fissures. We have 244 strength right now. 122% roar is more than enough for majority of the content. I'm gonna argue even all of the Void Fissure content. And of course, the new Arcane Battery. You gain more energy the more armor you have, and because we have health conversion here and armored agility, we get at base 272 energy. Of course, remember that we get more when health conversion is on max stacks. And with Arcane Energize, it's gonna be such an easy time to get energy for this build. Honestly, the build here is not really that special. I could still argue with this being level cap worthy for the sole purpose of you still have Iron Skin. Now, I'm gonna show it to you. Let's unpause the AI. I'm just gonna show it to you guys. Look at this. Boom! That's it. And oh no, it's gonna run out. We don't have enough. You just recast Iron Skin, man. It's that easy. We got 23,000 at that point. I use this build majority of the time because I've been running Void Fissures since I got LR4. I don't usually have anything else to run. I usually get the content that's new day one. So this is what I usually do. I just run around with 2.32 sprint speed, run around the map, have so much parkour velocity because of Amar's Anguish and Praedos. Praedos is the melee weapon, by the way. In Carnon forms, you guys already know at sprint speed and slide. Slam radius, parkour velocity, stuff like that. It's very rudimentary. If you know Warframe, you probably know what it is already. But yeah, this build is just amazing. I mean, look at this. Look at how fast I get. Not as fast as Ghost, not as fast as Vault, but if you're running Void Fissures, you probably have a Vault teammate there. There's a Titania running along the walls. Like, I prefer Rhinos slower, but more maneuverable gameplay than Titania's like wall bashing 24/7. So yeah, this build is not that special, but it's one I'm very proud of because it's 100% my cooking. You know, I cook this shit, and by cook this shit I mean I just click sprint speed, search it on the mods, and then put every sprint speed mod on the build. It's idiotic. Anyways, for the next build, we have a very special one. One of the best builds I saw in Overframe. Now, to be fair, Overframe is not that good of a website for builds, but I tested this out one day and I was like, this has potential. This is gonna be a Pillage build. You helmet off the charge for Pillage, and When you have 300% strength plus molt augmented, you have 100%. 100% armor strip. That it's crazy. Anyways, we have growing power here for more strength. Power drift, more strength once again. Equilibrium, I would prefer if this was maxed. With the new update coming out in March where we get Omniforma, I could probably max this. Yeah, I have a max one ready just in case. Prime continuity for duration for the roar. Blind rage for more strength. Iron Shrapnel so that we could recast our second skill. Reinforcing Stomp, it's just too good. It's just too good, man. Time Flow for more max energy. Umbral Intensify, you guys already know this. And then Health Conversion, I keep saying it. The armor is just too good. For Arcanes, we have Arcane Truculence. This is very experimental. It's one of the new Arcanes that released in 1999. When gaining 3,000 or more Overguard, you release a 5-meter radial attack that applies max viral status. Now, that doesn't sound that good. Like, why is that important? Remember, max viral status, we do more damage on flesh. And remember, we have 100% armor strength. What does that mean? We just do more damage. That's it. That's the basic premise of this build, man. You recast your W, you pillage to armor strip them, and then they're done. They're just done. That's it. Okay, let's try out the build now. We use Iron Skin. Okay, and then we release max things. We shoot one of them with a gun, get growing power, and then we just destroy them. Look at that. 2 casts of Pillage and they're 100% armor stripped. That's the beauty of this build. It's a very, very caster heavy build. Oh, I remember, I even forgot to use Roar. Let's try that one more time. It was a pretty sketchy, pretty bad overall showcase. So let's do it again. We shoot them, armor strip them again. Their whole HP is gone. They're dead. That's it. This build is very caster focused, you know, very caster focused. You click your skills a lot in this build to release more viral stacks, and then you also to get armor strip them and then stuff. The duration's not that good, so also don't forget to recast your roar over. No, it's a play style. It might not be your type of play style, but it is a play style that is available to Rhino, which is good. More gameplay variety for the Warframe itself. Speaking of more gameplay variety, we have here a Thermal Sunder build. Yes, you guys probably already know this. Thermal Sunder is an amazing helmet. It's amazing helmet. Even if it's nerfed, it's still good. And with Roar, it still slaps, man. It still slaps. Growing power for more strength. You guys already know this. Power drift, transient fortitude, prime continuity, auger reach. That's gonna be important. That's gonna be range. Stretch, more range. Efficiency. For the first time in the video, we're seeing an efficiency mod. Very, very exciting. Prime flow, umbral intensify, and a new one. Arcane vitality. This one is gonna apply to our Thermal Sunder. Now, Thermal Sunder has 2 modes. The hold mode, which is gonna be the fire mode, and the cold mode, which is gonna be the press mode. Now, you could, for more efficient gameplay, I highly recommend this. Invert your ability. For Gauss, invert it so that the fire is gonna be on the top and the cold is gonna be on the hold button. If you've been playing Warframe, you already know the power of Thermal Sunder. It's just too good. Without anything else, let's just do it. Get our Madurai up in here. Growing power, roar. And then, you just spam. Heat Inherit is just too good. Look at that. I'm not really that smart enough to explain to you what Heat Inherit is. How do you explain Heat Inherit? TLDR of Heat Inherit is the more stacks you have of heat, the more damage it does on heat. If you want a full explanation, I'm gonna link down below one of the videos that explains Heat Inherit the best in Warframe. I can't really explain it that well because, you know, I'm not smart, I'm dumb. But this build is amazing. This for the simple purpose of Roar. The Roar is just so good. I mean, look at the damage here. They're all dying. I haven't... It's so good. It's so good. One downside of this build is that it's very mana hungry. Yeah, it's very, very mana hungry. It's gonna be more caster focused, just like the other build. But in this one, it's definitely not. It's gonna be just clapping over and over and over again. Is it clapping even? No, it's not. It's like that. I'm stupid. I have not said the arcanes, huh? Yeah, for the arcanes, sorry chat. For the arcanes, we have Molt Augmented for more strength, and then Molt Vigor for more ability strength on the next ability cast. Going Madurai, going back, now you have Molt Augmented, and then you Roar. But you could probably change that if you want to an Arcane Energize for more energy. It really depends on you. I could still say this could still take you to level cap. Yeah, any of these builds could take you to level cap, man. For the simple purpose of Iron Skin. As long as you have Iron Skin, you're going to level cap. It's even, you don't even need mods to get to level cap nowadays. Have you guys seen Mog's new video? I need to show it to you guys. There we go. Look at that. Wisp level cap, but I have no mods equipped. And he got to level cap without using any of the mods. Insane. So yeah, getting to level cap isn't really that big of a deal nowadays. But in this build, it's gonna be very, very easy. Just cast 2, man. Just cast 2. You have an invulnerability phase every time you lose your overguard. Just cast 2. And now for the last one. Oh, Amolistic will not like this one. Amolistic is not a fan of this one. Unless the Parasitic Armor is on the Iron Skin. But this one is the Parasitic Armor main build. You guys have seen this build, right? 1 million overguard, 2 million overguard. I've even seen videos saying that you could get up to 5 million overguard. It's crazy. Yeah, this build is pretty standard for most Parasitic Armor builds. Growing power for the aura slot. We have Power Drift as well for more strength, transient fortitude, time continuity. You guys already know this. Health conversion in every single build. Yep. Ironclad charge for more armor every time you hit an enemy with your Q, with your 1. Blind Rage for more strength once again. Streamline to counteract that inefficiency. Umbral Intensify for more strength. And of course, Prime Redirection for the Parasitic Armor. For Arcanes, you have Molt Augmented for more strength and Arcane Battery for extra energy. This build is a meme, man. Like, it's good. Don't get me wrong. It's very, very good. But it takes a lot of setup. It takes so much setup. You need a grouping tool. So either a Proboscis Cernos or, you know, a companion Nautilus for grouping. But you could just not use a grouping tool. Okay, let's try this out without any of the Ironclad charge stuff. Without any charging and stuff. Okay? No. Let's just use Parasitic Armor and then my Arm Skin. How much do we get? At base, we get 72,000 with this build. Insane. Absolutely insane. Now, let's do all of it with the shenanigans. Okay. We do Parasitic Armor first. Then we charge. That's 1,000. That's not even a lot of people, but we get 1 million. I could easily see this giving you 2 million, 3 million. You know what? Let's try it again. Okay. Let's try it again. That's a big clump. Charge right through that. That's 2,200%. Click W. Click 2. I meant 1,640,000 overguard. I hate that this build is so good because I've always been a proponent of the Nourish build, but this build is just so good, right? It's just so good. And I hate that it's good. I hate it. It takes so much setup. You could just click 2. You could just click 2 and you get the same thing just without all of the 1 million stuff. It's, I don't know. I mean, it's fair. People like to see funny big number. But I'm gonna be honest with you. 1 million Iron Skin is good, but one nullifier Bravo will take that all away. I'm just saying, I'd rather get the more damage from Nourish, or maybe the armor strip from Pillage, or maybe, just maybe, Thermal Sunder, than Parasitic Armor. Parasitic Armor, once you've used it, once you get like 2 million, this is a dead skill. You don't recast it ever. Because armor doesn't count. Armor is not factored in when you're taking damage in Overguard. So, other than the first setup, Parasitic Armor is useless. But yeah, this build, this build is possible. This build is possible. I'm not gonna be mad about it existing because that gives Rhino more gameplay variety, you know? Okay, now we're gonna be covering the Archon Shards. The Archon Shards, you could use anything, if I'm gonna be honest with you. Rhino doesn't even need Archon Shards. But if you will put Archon Shards on Rhino, he will have ability strength most of all. I've seen people run 5 Tau Forge Crimson Archon Shards with ability strength on Rhino and call it a day. Like, that's your choice. I've also seen people with maximum shield capacity for Parasitic Armor meme builds. That's their choice as well. That's the beauty of Rhino. You could just use any Archon Shard. It's gonna be fine. Right now, I'm even thinking about replacing 2 of these ability strength Archon Shards for green corrosive Archon Shards. Just for the memes. Just for the memes. I just want to try it out, you know? But yeah, for my setup, I have 3 ability strength shards right here. 1 casting speed, because casting speed is pretty good on Rhino. You usually use your skills a lot. You have Rhino Stomp, you have the Roar, you have the, you know, the Charge if you want to be funny, the Skin as well. Yeah, casting speed, pretty good. Pretty good. And the last one, more casting speed. I have 2 of those casting speeds right here, but if I'm gonna be honest with you, I could probably change one of them to a parkour velocity. It really depends on you. I could, you know what? I'm changing that. Mid-video, I'm changing that. I want more parkour velocity. Because I'm doing a lot of Void Relics nowadays. I don't really dabble in level cap anymore. I've been there, I've done that. It's not really that fulfilling. If they want me to do that again, they need more rewards because the effort's not worth it, in my opinion. If I want something more difficult to play, I'd play League of Legends or something. No, I'm joking. Please, never let me touch League of Legends again. Remove that one and put some parkour velocity, just cause. Anyways, that's gonna be it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys have more Warframes you want me to cover, comment them down below. I have every single Warframe. I don't have all of them built, but I plan to build all of them. So that's a good idea. I do have some that I have 100% built though. I have them all Tau Forged and stuff. I have like so many builds on them. So yeah, just comment down below. Did you guys enjoy the video? And if you did, don't forget to like the video. Make me subscribe. My goal is to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. If you guys want to see me live on Twitch, I'm streaming every day. Twitch.tv/Sidrouf. What am I doing? I even have it like listed here. But yeah, I'm gonna see you guys on the next video. Hope you enjoy Rhino. Hope you enjoyed the Rhino Heirloom. Peace out.